We're turning fandom into following, prioritizing the name on the back, not that on the front, focusing on box score stuffing, individual glory over team success. Sure, many of us will still watch the game, for now. But here's the question. When your favorite player retires, how many will just stop watching? We aren't following teams, we're following influencers who just happen to play basketball. And what this is quietly breaking the soul of sports. I hate to sound old, but we used to grow up with teams. We inherited that from our parents or our family, a cap that was passed down, a shared ritual of watching the TV at a certain time. Of course this wasn't everyone. Some others like myself were drawn in by the spectacle, the athletic feats, even the video games, or seeking some sort of community. But regardless of how we started, there was always that ideal, that thing often repeated. The team is bigger than the player. It was easy to feel. The team represented something else. It was more than any player. It embodied community, a meaning, a message. There was an identity. But that's now changed. You follow Steph, you stand LeBron, you ride with Luka. And when they switch teams, guess what? You switch too. LeBron leaving Cleveland in 2010 was a tragedy. LeBron leaving Cleveland in 2018 was a celebration. And based on a survey of over 1,000 NBA fans in 2021, 39% of them would prefer that their favorite player win the MVP over their favorite team winning an NBA title. So this, it's the new normal. And the NBA and the media is the biggest culprit, pushing player-first marketing rivalries between the stars, thriving on an environment where players can shift teams 24/7. So not only did the NBA accept this change, it built its entire environment around it. The NBA is the outlier. In the NFL, the team is the brand. For the most part, fans stay loyal through quarterback changes, losing streaks, coaching disasters. The league markets franchises. The Bears, the Packers, the Cowboys. How about college football? The rosters change every year, but the tribalism, the culture, the tailgates, they're forever. They last. Even in European soccer, where the stars shine brightest, most people still live and die by the club badge, not the player. And while player-first fandom certainly exists, it hasn't overridden club loyalty the way it has in the NBA. Those sports, those leagues, they built their cultures around institutions. Instead, the NBA built it around individuals. I'm gonna be real, I'm not that old. In some ways, none of this is surprising. In fact, I'd even call it smarter. We covered a bit of this in our video on tanking. But the NBA isn't a sport of variance. The idea that the team is bigger than the whole, that's a lot harder to swallow when you know the impact a single player can make. And also, let's be real, why should we have blind faith and loyalty to NBA teams? They'll trade your favorite player for cap space without blinking an eye. They'll get rid of your star in the middle of the night for cents on the dollar. And if you don't expend public funds on the stadium, they'll just set up shop somewhere else. And it doesn't hurt as much. If your guy loses, you blame the team. If he wins, you're right all along. From a rational perspective, player-only fandom isn't dumb. It's efficient, it's safer, and if I was watching with no emotional investment, I'd probably do the exact same thing. Sure, it sounds great to want to do what's in your best interest, but there's a concept you might have heard of called the tragedy of the commons. The tragedy of the commons is where people who act in their own self-interest deplete a resource and harm everyone else in the long run. That shared resource that makes sports meaningful. Talking about the game at work, going on online forums, sharing highs and lows with others, however you might seek to do so. Yes, it does make sense to individually follow your favorite player. But if everyone does it, team loyalty dies, rivalries weaken, and the sport loses its meaning. We are in a very individualized world. It's built for us. Personalized feeds, personalized ads, personalized playlists. Sports is one of the last things that still remain bigger than us. We're all watching the same game, and we all have a side. We cheer, we boo, we enjoy, and we suffer together. Player first fans, no emotional tie, no investment. You're following Emma Watson, not Harry Potter. Sports is the most meaningful, meaningless thing we have. If we remove that meaning, we're not just changing how we watch sports, we're changing what they are. Because guess what? When a star sits, local ratings collapse. When your player is out for the season, do you still watch your team play 500 basketball? Because in a league built on individuals, injuries aren't setbacks, they're kind of existential threats. It's not a perfect analogy, but based on a survey of over 1,000 NBA fans, 33% of them were dissatisfied in that they either watched fewer games on TV because of load management or skipped attending games because of load management. And when fandom is personal, engagement is fragile. You don't have a fan base, you have an audience. And audiences leave when the show isn't about their favourite character. Yes, team first fans suffer, but at least they suffer together. Player first fans, well, they just get bored. You can admire greatness over loyalty, but that's the swipe right version of fandom. Fast, optimized, disposable, and the more the NBA embraces it, the more we will find less reason to stick around. The NBA will be less a sports league than a league of influencers, all fans watching for different reasons, for their guy to win, at least until the next better thing comes along. Can we turn back? Maybe. That's a question a lot more complicated than sports, and that's for another video. Thanks for watching.